%85 of partners prefer a man who is groomed below the waist, and 96% of partners think bad grooming is a major turn-off. That's where Manscaped have come in to help us all out, including myself, lads. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a trimmer specifically designed with our crown jewels in mind. It has skin-safe technology to reduce those nicks and cuts and gives you the maximum confidence while trimming below the waist. It's also IPX7 waterproof rated, so you can operate in wet or dry conditions. It has a premium 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology and a massive 90-minute battery time, which is supported by its wireless electromagnetic charging function. With the Performance Package 4.0, you'll get the Crop Reviver with witch hazel and powerful odor defense. This keeps your balls protected after a good shave. Crop Preserver with its soothing aloe vera and advanced quick absorbing cream, keeping your balls feeling fresh and hydrated. And the Weed Whacker to trim ear and nose hair. The Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to keep you the most groomed man in the room. Use our code XTRA20 XTRA20 at checkout and you'll save yourself 20% off your order and receive free international shipping. Yes, people, how we doing, man? Welcome back to another stream, and we've got some transfer updates for you today, including big news on Kyle Walker. Obviously, there was some talk about him potentially leaving to Bayern Munich. However, it's looking good at the moment, and if you look at the latest stuff that's coming out, he sounds quite a buzzing as well.
Yeah, good news on Kyle Walker. I think we've all previously said that we didn't want to see him leave. And the fact that he seems to be gassed about a new contract kind of tells you a lot, man. Like you said, I wonder if it was the case of him using the buying thing to try and maybe up a little bit of money for that City deal. He seems to be genuinely happy with what they put on the table anyway.
My suspicions seem to be true in the end, that he was using Bayern as leverage to get a new deal off City. I think he wanted to stay all along. I think he had absolutely no intention of leaving Manchester City for the reasons outlined. You know, family based in Manchester. He's won trophy after trophy. He's becoming Farmer Walker, as you said in the last stream. He's getting them trophies in. So I think he's happy out, man. New contract, bit of a pay rise, and we're all a happy bunch.
Yeah, it says here that Walker thinks the offer is generous, considering he's just turned 33. And feels it means he'll still have a big role to play if he stays. So, if in the last stream that we spoke about Walker, you know, I remember bringing up the salaries. I was like, put him on like 220k, you know, above Akanji, because I think he should be above Akanji, but below John Stones, which I think is fair, because people always look at age. People always look at, oh, he's 33, so he has to be on low money. Like, what? I don't really understand that sort of logic personally. I just think if the player's good or the player deserves it, then you should give them what they deserve, and maybe that's what City have done. Maybe City have increased his wage, because he is on a low wage relative to everybody else in the team, and maybe that's why he thinks it's generous. Because if you look at the fact that Akanji is now on 180 grand a week, you know, Walker should be on more than Akanji, regardless of his age. So, yeah, interesting. But that's come from Martin Blackburn, who's a very, very good source when it comes to Manchester City. So it does sounds like Walker 2-year contracts.
If he thinks it's generous, then surely he's going to accept it. surely it's a deal like he's clearly happy with it. So I reckon I accept it. I don't see him. I don't see him getting off, and he like it says on that he feels like the new deal is showing that he's still got a big part to play in the team, which I think we've all said as well in the past that he still does have a place in this team.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the way that he played against like Real Madrid and stuff. So I'm buzzing for me. He was one of the players I definitely didn't want to see leave the club.
Yeah, I'm buzzing for it as well. I think he'll sign it. I think it'll be announced before they go off to Asia on the preseason tour, and there'll be a good field factor there. But you know what? There is a bit of a confusion part to me here is how they were able to do this so easily with Kyle Walker, and they weren't able to do it so easily with Ilkay Gundogan. Or was it just a case of that Gundogan just wanted to leave? He simply wanted to leave Manchester City, I guess.
Well, there's a couple of different. It's a good theory, you know what I mean, but a good question. I think there's a couple of different potential outcomes here. One, maybe City have learned from the mistake that they did with Ilkay Gundogan. Two, I've said for a long time that Kyle Walker could play football in the Premier League till he's 38, 39, 100%. Ilkay Gundogan wouldn't be able to play football in the Premier League until he's 39, in my opinion. And yeah, maybe I don't know what other options are, but there probably are other options. But yeah, it could just be the fact, bro, that they've learned from the mistakes. Like, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't do that again because we've just lost Ilkay Gundogan, and we don't want to do this again to other players. So maybe you just learn from the mistake, bro. It's a good question to ask, and I do think the question needs to be asked. And obviously, City are never going to answer the question, are they? But yeah, maybe they just learn from the mistakes, lad. I don't know.
No, it makes sense. I get it, and I'm not sitting here in a big rage saying, "Oh, why couldn't you get Gundogan done and he's gone now? We've got Walker staying." But there's probably loads of variables that we'll never ever hear of contributing to both these deals. But I think getting Walker signed up and giving him his wage, like people saying, I don't like that argument that people use. Oh, why would you give a 33-year-old a wage increase? Like you see, even small things like we keep Scott Carson around. Why? Because he's essentially just a good vibe in the dressing room. Players like him. Mm-hmm. He's clearly someone they like to go to. I'm not saying to that degree for Kyle Walker, but quite clearly Kyle Walker is a really valued member of the squad. Young players do look to him for guidance. He's experienced. And then, of course, you throw in the fact that, as you said, I think it was 2 days ago, if we're coming up against Mbappe or Vinicius Jr., he's still the man you'd want on that job. Yeah. So he's got so much more to offer. And the fact that they're going to give him a wage increase isn't just purely based on what you see or may not see on the pitch over the next 2 years. It's the fact that Kyle Walker is Farmer Walker. He's got all those trophies, and any newcomers coming in will look at him and go, I want to be like him. I want to learn off him. How do I get to his level?
I also feel that, it was sort of blown out of proportion because I think this would have happened months ago. I think City were probably ready to offer Walker a new deal. Then he got his knob out, didn't he, in a bar? And I think, obviously... Yeah, and I honestly think that City were just like, oh, you're just a fucking dickhead. Like, we're not giving you a contract yet. You know what I mean? Because it just obviously it was all over the news. That's not good for the football club.
Timing would have been horrendous as well.
Yeah, it's just exactly. It's like, oh, guy gets his knob out in public, and then you reward him with rewarded with
new contract. You'd have all the players getting the knob out.
Yeah, so I think that
if I get my knob out in stream, will you guys give me a raise?
I don't think it works like that, innit? The channel be deleted.
We'll talk. We'll negotiate.
But yeah, no, I think this is just a delayed thing that would have happened months ago had he not got his cock out in public. So that's a bit of advice for everyone here. You know what I mean? If you want to, have a pay rise,
don't get your knob out.
See, this is what happens with some people in society. Hugh's now looking at this and going, "Oh, I should get my cock." No, that's not how it works, isn't it? Yeah. Also, weird conversation. But let's move on from the talk about
from Hugh's knob.
Reproductive organs.
If you want to see my knob, we'll set up a different platform.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah. That's different.
It's extra, isn't it?
They were going to do it a while ago, though, weren't they? They were. I think around the time that happened, there was talks of him getting a new contract, and then it completely stalled. What? It was around February, March, if I'm not correct. If I'm not mistaken,
it was something like that. It was like sort of around the Real Madrid game, just before the Real Madrid game, I think it was, wasn't it? So yeah, like I say, bro, it was just. I think this is something that would have happened months ago had the incident not occurred. But yeah, this is good news, man. Because of course, if he would have left, I think we would have been like seriously muddied, man. Because like obviously right now he's our only proper right back. I know Rico's coming through, but he's a different type of right back, and whilst we are playing this sort of 4 at the back with 4 centre backs things, like you still need like actual players to play in like natural positions. You can't just full send like just centre backs. I'm not accepting this club just moving in a mad way of going, oh, we're just centre back FC. Like you still have to have right back. I don't know, we only have one like full back at the football club in Kyle Walker, but if he left, we'd had no full backs.
We'd have no
like,
full backs.
I don't care. Like the fact that we're going for this for 4 centre backs at the club, having no recognised full backs at the football club is not acceptable. So I'm kind of glad this is happening.
Yeah, I agree with that. Obaid with the 25 says, I'm back. Yes, Obaid. He also said with a 10, are we getting Sane or what? Well, so there are links to Riyad Mahrez leaving, so maybe if I think Mahrez would have to leave for us to go win for a winger or Bernardo.
I think that Riyad Mahrez at the moment is considering his future, and I think he's having to think about it because I think obviously he's got this move from Saudi, and listen, the Saudi deal will probably be there next year as well, so he could delay for a year, but I think he's just trying to weigh it up now, and I think he's just thinking, should I go now or should I go next year? And maybe he's waiting for Bernardo, because if Bernardo leaves, then he'll play more. Who knows? But I think he's waiting. I just think he's having to think about it.
If Bernardo stays, I reckon Mahrez he'll see that as open door time. Like he'll go, yeah, right, okay, I can leave now.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
but like I said, there's a lot of factors to it. So we have to wait and see on our winger chases. There's certainly no links anyway. Com Robert with a 12-month says, have you seen Southampton announced Charles called us frequent sellers to them? Our academy CDM going to replace our old academy CDM. Yeah, it's pretty mad that. I'm gassing that he's got a move like that. It's pretty sick. See how he does at Southampton.
This was the thing. Funny, isn't it?
Oh yeah, frequent sender. I didn't see that. That was pretty sick. That is funny.
That wholesale membership card, man. They're going right to the wholesale, no retail business, going straight to where the product comes from, man. It's LB's gone in depth on this, man, and I agree. If everyone's looking to evolve or evolve into that style of football, go straight to the wholesaler, man. Go straight to where it's made. Go straight to China, factory settings, and that's what Southampton are doing. So big up to them, man.
Obey with a 10 says, leave your knob in your pants. I think that's directed to you,
Never.
Never.
Kyle Walker's my role model. If he can do it, I can do it.
Well, what people don't realize is that Hugh is actually wearing no pants now. You only ever see the top half.
Oh, I think they don't know. I never wear pants. You see from the stomach up. Down there, you don't want to know what's going on. Yeah, go subscribe. $3.99 a month. Hugh's OnlyFans. 0.3% of creators on the platform.
Yes, top 0.3%. Go on, Hugh. Italian time with a 10 says, I think Gundo wanted to extend his contract, but after winning the Champions League, scoring 2 goals against United in the FA Cup, he said to himself, if he wants to leave City on a high by lifting the treble, it was the perfect time to go. If he was ever going to leave City after winning the treble, it was the perfect time to go because he kind of peaked. Like that's it there. So I can see why Gundo left. It'd have been nice to keep him though. And Mohammed with the 2 says, could McAtee ever be a starter for us? Never say never.
Well, the big news obviously come out on this one. I think this is actually really significant. Have you seen that Manchester City have rejected all interest from alternative clubs, even though some clubs have been willing to go to £30 million? That to me tells me that
we clearly value this guy incredibly.
Surely this guy's not getting loaned out, man, because I'm sorry, if someone's offering you 30 million quid, you don't loan a player out who's played little minutes or no minutes for the football club. You sell him. That's just facts, man. So I think he's going to stay, man. I think he's going to stay this year, and I think it's going to be Kovacic and Kevin De Bruyne, Foden, and James McAtee. I do, because I just don't see a world in which someone's offered you £30 million for a player has he even ever played for us? Or he's never played for us? I don't think
he played against Wickham that time in the League Cup, didn't he?
Oh, did he? So he's played like one game, right? I'm sorry, but if someone's played one game, you don't reject 30 million quid. You sell him with a buyback or something.
A buyback on it, yeah. That's the way we've been moving.
So that tells
our academy guys
genuinely think that he's going to have a part to play this season. I just can't see it, man. I just cannot see it.
It is crazy. It is crazy the fact that we.
Which I'm buzzing, by the way. I'm buzzing about this, but like, surely, he's going to be part of the team. So I don't. Yeah, maybe we won't sign another midfielder now. Maybe we've got what we want, and maybe McAtee is going to be that guy. And you know what? He deserves the chance.
How do you guys feel about McAtee making the step up from championship to treble winners? I like, as much as I love the idea of academy products getting the opportunity, I don't know how I feel about him making that big of a jump just yet.
Sometimes, bro, you just have to take the step.
Yeah,
you have to take the jump, man. Pep Guardiola went from Barcelona B to Barcelona. Phil Foden went from the academy to Manchester City. Haaland, you know what I mean? He was slamming it for Dortmund. Sometimes you just have to step in and just see if you can cut it with the big boys. And I think James McAtee deserves that chance. He slammed it. And by the way, didn't go on his own way when he was at Sheffield United last year. He started really difficult because the team was like moving kind of mad with him, and he got himself playing really, really well. So I think he just deserves the chance, man.
I want him to get the chance. I want him to get the chance, and I really, really hope he takes it. I was a big fan of him at academy level. I didn't really follow him at Sheffield United. I don't really watch the championship, but all I'm saying is to be wary of the big jump in demand. You know, you're talking about a club now and a team that is off the back of winning the 3 major trophies, chasing them again, and more trophies on top of that added on. You're trying to fill Ilkay Gundogan's boots, and your only options otherwise are Kovacic and Phil Foden, who has played minimal midfield football in years as well. So I would like a bit more depth. And when I say depth, I mean depth and experience at this level and quality.
I think you've as well, bro. Yeah, I was just going to say, like, you've also got to understand that the minutes he's going to play. Kovacic will be in front of him. Kevin De Bruyne will be in front of him. Phil Foden will be in front of him. Bernardo Silva stays, he'll be in front of him. So you're like 4th or 5th choice. Realistically, the minutes he's going to be getting this season is when we're 2 or 3-0 up, he'll come off the bench. He'll play the Carabao Cup games. He'll play the FA Cup games. He'll play match day 5, match day 6 of the Champions League if we're already qualified, and he might come on, you know, in the last 20 minutes of the Champions League if we're like 5-0 up, which, you know, usually we have 1 game a year in the group stage where we are. So, you know, I don't really see it as like a major issue in the sense that he's not going to be starting games week in, week out. He's not going to be starting games against the big opposition. It's just a bit like Rico Lewis, them sort of minutes, and let's see what he can do. But, you know, the concern is correct. The concern is correct, but, you know, sometimes you just have to throw him in there and see how they can get on, man. And I think he deserves that opportunity based on what he done last year.
I'm not doubting him. I'm not saying this is a disaster from Pep and this disaster from City to put that level of faith into him, because I think he's a terrific player and I really hope he does smash it. I'm just saying it's one of those ones to be cautious of. That's all.
No, you're right.
I think a lot of it is down to Pep, though. I think a lot of it you got to trust what Pep's decision is. Like, look at the players that he's brought through in all the sides that he's been at. I think if Pep feels like he can play a part in this season, then I trust Pep's judgment there. And if he thinks that he's already ready to be that guy who will make those minutes, like Lewis saying then, I don't see him starting like week in, week out kind of situation. But if he feels like he's good enough to be making that step up and playing in those games, I think I back it. I think I back it. From what we've heard, he had a really good season last year. He's clearly highly rated, and we're turning down £30 million bids. Like, it's clear that we rate him very high, and they think it's ready to go.
I'm ready for it, man. Bring it on.
Yeah,
it's a bit of chaos anyway, so I
agree. I think if Pep Guardiola said that he's ready and turning down £30 million bids, I think we just got to be like, yeah, the guy must be ready. And remember as well, arguably, and maybe controversially, he's probably better suited to play in this position at his age than Foden was, because Foden's a player that gets the ball, he likes to dribble forward, take players on, blah, blah, blah. And that's probably one of the reasons why Pep's been really slow moving Phil there, because he loses the ball because of the type of player he is. Where McAtee's more like ball control, he ain't going to dribble and take players on as much as Foden. So he's likely, therefore, to keep the ball and not lose it as much as Foden would in that position. So, I don't know. I think obviously pre-season is going to be really interesting. Clearly, he's going to be with us at pre-season, and I think obviously it's going to be good to see it.
See what he could do.
Turning down £30 million for a guy who's played 1 match for you, that is brave.
That's serious.
That's a statement.
It is a statement.
That's a big statement from Manchester City, and a big showing of faith to James McAtee. So it's up to him now at this point to take that. Now
it's also sort of forced our hand a little bit, bro, because you can't loan him. In my opinion, if someone's bid £30 million, you can't loan him. Why? Because like, what more are you going to get? Like, you loan him to a team for me, the risk of him not having a good season outweighs the potential benefit. No one's going to be paying more than 50 million quid for him next year anyway. So that potential that you could get, which is unlikely, I just think that you'd have to sell him and just get a buyback. I just think alone in this situation would probably be the worst option in my opinion.
They may want to just keep him in the ranks. I think he's going to be part of the squad. First of all,
I think he'll stay with City. Yeah,
I think he'll stay with City. But if they were to loan him, my only conclusion I could draw up is that they just want him to go get another year of first team football, maybe with a Burnley or a Brighton or someone like that, rather than fully get him off our books. Even if that means, possibly getting less of a transfer offer next summer than the 30 million that we've been offered this time, on the basis that you keep him in the City ranks and he's still at your disposal fully. And you don't run the risk of him going to another club and getting a transfer onwards.
Big up to Russ, by the way. He says, where do you see Alvarez featuring, given his lack of game time last year? Positional change. Could you see us getting another striker in? I don't see us getting another striker, Russ. My opinion. I think
I don't see us. I think it's a load of bullshit. This Alvarez moving. I think Bayern want him, but ain't a thing in it. Why would we let him go? He's just signed a new deal.
Bayern are trying to use Julian Alvarez's name to force Harry Kane's hand, to put pressure on Harry Kane to say to Tottenham, I want to leave. Bayern are trying to basically say, right, Harry, if you don't come, we'll go and put all our pressure on Julian Alvarez. Clearly, they want Harry Kane. His name keeps cropping up. They keep going in for him. They keep trying, and they seem to be getting an indication they can get Harry Kane somehow. But this is just a tactic. It's another leverage tactic, man. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah. How much? Would you sell him?
No.
How much would it take to sell him?
100 mil.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say 100 mil.
Yeah. Shit.
I mean, we need a second striker. Who do you replace him with? Who on the market right now would you be happy to go and get as a Julian Alvarez replacement? Who would be happy to be a striker at Man City where Erling Haaland is?
Danny Ings.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think it's a bit weird for City, this one, because
Danny Ings.
I think this is a weird one, man, for City, because if someone does come in with a big offer, because people can be like, oh, no, we're not selling him. But the facts are, I don't see him playing right wing. No, and I don't really see him playing in that cam position too much either, because he wasn't the best in that position, really. I think he's an out-and-out striker. I think he's a striker. I don't think he's a right wing. I know Martin was like, oh, you get him on the right wing. I don't see him on the right wing. I don't see him in cam. He's a striker. The problem is he ain't going to play striker. Unless we have a formational system change where we play two up top. So the guy's never going to play.
Well, Pep has said that he's desperate to find a system whereby he can fit in Haaland, Alvarez, and Kevin De Bruyne. So, however he goes about that, I absolutely don't know. But I get what you're saying,
because then you got to lose. You're going to lose width. Something's got to give, innit?
Something's got to give. I don't know. I really don't know how Pep maneuvers that. That's why he's paid the big bucks and not me. But
he's clearly still happy though, Alvarez. That's why he signed the new deal.
He's just had the best season of football any footballer in the world could ever have. There's not many seasons existing could trump what Alvarez has just achieved in winning the World Cup, Champions League, Premier League, and FA Cup all in the space of 8-9 months. Like that's insane. So quite clearly he's happy. But on the possibility of selling him, I could see Manchester City on the business front of things. If we got an offer of 70 or 80 million, selling him and going, that's unbelievable business. What, we paid 21 million for him and sell him on for 70 or 80 in 12 months time, 18 months time, whatever it is. Yeah, man. You talk about balancing the books, you're balancing the books there.
The only thing for me is he's so good and he looks so promising that but it goes back to the thing, you just can't have everyone, innit? You can't have everyone that's good. You can't. It's just not a thing. You just can't have everyone. We have Haaland who's sick. That's why Alvarez can't play. But Alvarez looks like he's going to be one of the next best strikers in world football. So but it's hard because how do you juggle this?
He has to find a formation change. 3 at the back is the only way I can see it.
Yeah. Well, to keep Alvarez and to keep him happy, you're going to have to find a formation change where he plays week in, week out. I mean, I looked at his transfer mark. He has 49 appearances this season for Man City. Now, granted, a lot of them are off the bench, but 49 in your first season, when you come off the back of another season at River Plate, it's quite a lot of football. But I have a funny feeling. I have no reasoning behind this feeling. I think he's going to end up at Real Madrid. And he'll be their main number 9. Maybe not this summer, but in the future.
That stinks. That.
That's just saying it. But yeah, I think City. Well, Pep needs to find a way of getting him in the team, and it has to be as a striker. Otherwise, he will end up leaving. Like, I'm sorry to say, that is just facts. You know what I mean? Big up to Obeid. Says Hugh, please meet the City Extra HR rep tomorrow. Pads are required. Yeah, man.
That was not on my contract. When I signed the City Extra contract, I was never told I had to wear pants.
Yeah.
I'm HR anyway, so.
Mohammed says Pep threw in Rico Lewis in the middle of the season. It did. I'm not sure what's that in relation to there, Mohammed. You talking about
I don't know what's going on.
Is he on about McAtee? I think he's on about McAtee, innit? Just saying, like maybe McAtee will get games because he threw Rico Lewis in. Yeah. If that's what you talk about, yeah, I agree. I think McAtee will play. So yeah, man, it's a crazy situation, isn't it? We'll have to see. MAHREZ, yeah, we're not seeing too much on the MAHREZ thing. We know there's probably an offer there from Saudi, but nothing really happening. So we'll have to wait and see. I think he's just biding his time. I go back to it. I don't say this every stream, but nothing's changed in my opinion. I think the domino is Bernardo Silva. I think Bernardo, as soon as we know what's happening with Bernardo, shit will start to happen.
I think I'm in a situation where we sign Guardiola. If Bernardo doesn't make a move or anything like that, I think our window's done. If Bernardo stays, MAHREZ stays, and we get Guardiola in, I see that being done for us for incomings. I think that we'll stick with that.
Yeah.
I agree. So crazy.
But we do have players that we need to get rid of. Lizzie there says Cancelo. We still need to somehow offload Cancelo. He's been a bit cryptic online. And then also you've got loan deal. Yeah, that I can see that happening. And then you've got Laporte as well. But there are links to Juventus.
Did you see that weird Instagram post Cancelo did the other day?
Yeah.
All like his highlights playing for Bayern, and there was no like goodbye. There was no like announcement. It was just, here's my Bayern highlights.
Yeah, and then he said, then he put 23, 24 in a loading thing.
Yeah, weird guy.
Guy moving weird, isn't it?
Yeah, he was loaned. No one's gonna buy him. Big up Stallion says Guardiola hasn't been announced. Bernardo's future is up in the air, and MAHREZ might go to Saudi. Walker is interested in buying, but might extend Laporte also. Next week, Wednesday, we go to tour. Stallion getting worried, man.
Yeah.
Is he right to be worried, or is he over panicking? Does he need a Xanax or what?
I think I wouldn't worry too much yet because nothing happening yet. Like Guardiola deal is being dealt with. Bernardo's future, Bernardo and MAHREZ is where it'll. I think Walker extends, but given what he said, like how buzzing he is with the contract off from City, I think Walker extends. It's Bernardo and MAHREZ which could send us into panic mode.
So are we at the conclusion that one of those two is going to leave? Because if Bernardo stays, MAHREZ probably tip him over the edge. Be like, right, I'll go Saudi because I'm not competing with him.
Maybe. Yeah, which is possible. I just think MAHREZ, MAHREZ seen the way that the season ended with Bernardo at right wing and just thinks, if Bernardo stays, what's the fucking point? I might as well go Saudi and then the cash. Whereas if Bernardo goes, he'll be like, you know what, I'm actually going to play better football, and that's why I'll stay. But that could be complete BS, by the way. That's how I think he might be thinking. He might not be thinking that at all. He might not care. But I just think to myself, if you're 30, what is it, like 32, something like that? I just think to myself, that's probably what he's thinking. Because Bernardo right now has that spot, unfortunately, for MAHREZ. We go into next season, right winger, you're picking Bernardo Silva, innit? Maybe Foden, some people might say Foden, but very few people are going to pick MAHREZ as a starting right winger next season. Most people will pick Foden or Bernardo. And that's
he's fallen down the pecking order in that sense.
Yeah, so he might
it's
just
a shame because he's very good, but yeah, so he might think, you know what, yeah, I'm getting off. Whereas if it's just like one, like say if it's just Foden and MAHREZ rotating on the wing, I think you're probably more accepting of that, given we're in a lot of competition. So
yeah, man.
I have to see the way it goes, and like I say, when you've said this for quite a lot now, that Bernardo is that domino.
Yeah,
it's mad how key he is to how our transfer window moves.
Yeah,
he's just waiting on what he wants to do.
Yeah, cool. Right, we'll wrap it up there, man. You're on Big Six now, innit?
Yeah, Big Six. Now,
Big Sixy boy, innit?
Big Six. You relax. You relax. All this pants talk and knob talk's going to your head, man. Relax, shut.
Yeah, big up, people. Hope you enjoyed that one. Big up to Manscaped for sponsoring today's stream. Go check out the Big Six. Hugh's on there now talking about some stuff in it. So go check that out.
Oh,
And
one more thing. You need to start reminding people. Go over to the awards live stream and hit the like on that. Get the likes run up nice and early. So
Yes. Also, there's an article Freddie just put in the chat where you can vote on who you want to win the awards. That is
that's
live.
it,
For you
man.
to
We need
go
to do
and
some
vote
promo
for.
on this shit. So
Yeah.
people don't know, we got the City Extra Awards this Friday night, mate. It's going to be popping, so make sure you join us. And yeah, the article that's in the chat, I will actually just pin that right now. It's fine. Go over there now. You can vote for your end of season award. So go and check that one out, man. Hit the link in the pinned comment. Go vote. And yeah, this Friday, 9 p.m. innit? You know what I mean?
10 p.m.
It's gonna be the one. You don't want to miss this. It's gonna be big.
Yeah.
don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
And it's legit. We have legit votes this time.
I wonder who's going to win City Content Creator of the Year this time, lads.
Yeah, man. Go check it out. Links in the pinned comment. And yeah, go check out Hugh. Big Six. See you later. 85% of partners prefer a man who is groomed below the waist, and 96% of partners think bad grooming is a major turn-off. That's where Manscaped have come in to help us all out, including myself, lads. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a trimmer specifically designed with our crown jewels in mind. It has skin-safe technology to reduce those nicks and cuts and gives you the maximum confidence while trimming below the waist. It's also IPX7 waterproof rated, so you can operate in wet or dry conditions. It has a premium 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology and a massive 90-minute battery time, which is supported by its wireless electromagnetic charging function. With the Performance Package 4.0, you'll get the Crop Reviver with witch hazel and powerful odor defense. This keeps your balls protected after a good shave. Crop Preserver with its soothing aloe vera and advanced quick absorbing cream, keeping your balls feeling fresh and hydrated. And the Weed Whacker to trim ear and nose hair. The Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to keep you the most groomed man in the room. Use our code XTRA20 XTRA20 at checkout and you'll save yourself 20% off your order and receive free international shipping.
Blah, blah, blah.